Some of the most iconic masks and mantles in comics are carried by Latino heroes across Marvel and DC. In this video, we're diving into 10 of them, exploring their origins, powers, and the stories that shaped them. From New York rooftops to cosmic battlefields, these characters bring a different kind of energy to the superhero world. Hope you're doing great. If you like this kind of video, drop a like and tell me your favorite hero in the comments. And of course, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next one. Miles Morales first appeared in 2011 in Ultimate Fallout No. 4, created by Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli as the new Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe, Earth 1610. He is Afro-Latino, son of an African-American father and a Puerto Rican mother, and his last name Morales highlights that mix. In that reality, he takes Peter Parker's place, and after the collapse of his world, crosses over into Earth 616 to fight alongside other heroes. In terms of powers, he adds to the Spider-Man legacy with near-total camouflage and a Venom Strike, a bioelectric shock that can erupt as a massive venom blast against enemies during big battles. His suit and attitude were partly inspired by Donald Glover wearing Spider-Man pajamas on Community. Miles also carries the weight of a father with a criminal past, and his uncle Aaron Davis, the prowler tied to the spider that bit him. Miguel O'Hara first appeared in 1992 in The Amazing Spider-Man The First 365 before headlining his own series, Spider-Man 2099, which helped launch Marvel's 2099 line. The son of a Mexican mother and an Irish father, he protects a version of New York called Nueva York 2099. A gifted geneticist at the megacorporation Alchemax, he survives a sabotaged experiment that rewrites his DNA with spider traits. The accident turns him into Spider-Man of his era. Unlike Peter Parker, Miguel's powers are sharper and more predatory. Retractable talons in his hands and feet, venomous fangs, enhanced vision, organic webbing on his forearms, and a special glider cape that lets him soar between neon towers. He relies on Lila, an advanced AI that advises him in the field, and in many multiverse crises he ends up leading sprawling spider societies across timelines, often as their reluctant strategist. América Chávez debuted in 2011 in Vengeance Nor 1 as a new Latina heroine for the Marvel Universe. Over time, she was defined as openly lesbian and became one of the first LGBTQ Latin American heroes to headline her own series. Her original origin placed her in the Utopian Parallel, a dimension outside normal time and space, later reworked to involve a mysterious island laboratory that experimented on her family in secret for years. Her most famous ability is creating star-shaped portals that let her punch through dimensions, cross deep space, and even make small jumps in time when the story calls for it. América combines super strength, flight, and near invulnerability with a blunt, no-nonsense attitude. She has served on teams like the Young Avengers, the Ultimates, A-Force, and West Coast Avengers, and reached wider audiences in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Robbie Reyes roared onto the scene in 2014's all-new Ghost Rider as a modern spin on Marvel's Spirit of Vengeance. Living in East Los Angeles, he works as a mechanic while almost single-handedly caring for his younger brother Gabe, who has a disability. To earn extra cash, he borrows a mysterious muscle car and enters an illegal street race, only to be chased down by armed gang members and brutally gunned to death on the asphalt. Instead of the classic Spirit of Vengeance, Robbie is resurrected by the spirit of his uncle Eli Morrow, a Satanist and serial killer bound to the car. Eli transforms the Dodge Charger into the Hell Charger, a flaming muscle car that can drift up walls, teleport short distances, and phase through solid objects. Over time, Robbie asserts control, earns the mantle of the All-Rider, and eventually fights alongside the Avengers on cosmic-scale missions. White Tiger, the original Hector Ayala, first appeared in 1975 in Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Created by Bill Mantlo and George Perez as one of Marvel's first major Latino superheroes. A young Puerto Rican from the Bronx, he becomes the first Latino lead in mainstream comics history. George Perez poured his own New Yorican experience into Hector, mixing fierce barrio pride with the harsh realities of New York street life and local gangs. His powers come from 3 mystical tiger amulets that boost his strength, speed, and senses whenever he patrols the city at night. White Tiger often operates around Manhattan campuses like Empire State University, juggling classes, family pressure, and street crime on a daily basis. Years later, relatives such as Angela Del Toro and Ava Ayala inherit the amulets, turning his sacrifice into a lasting, multi-generational street hero legacy. Sunspot, Roberto da Costa, is an Afro-Brazilian mutant who first manifested his powers during a soccer match after racist attackers jumped him on the field in broad daylight. The trauma triggered his ability to absorb solar energy and transform into a living silhouette of crackling black sunfire. Son of a wealthy São Paulo businessman and an American archaeologist, he grows up between privilege, pressure, and deep internal conflict. As a founding member of the New Mutants and later a leader in X-Force and the Avengers, Sunspot steadily learns to refine and diversify his powers. He can amplify his strength to superhuman levels, fly by projecting solar energy, and unleash devastating blasts like miniature flares in battle. Over time, he also becomes a savvy businessman and strategist, representing both Brazilian roots and racial struggle within the wider X-Men mythos. Jaime Reyes is the third Blue Beetle in DC lore, introduced during Infinite Crisis in the mid-2000s as a Mexican-American teenager from El Paso, Texas. He discovers a strange alien scarab buried in the desert and, thinking it is harmless, casually takes it home in his backpack. That same night, the scarab awakens, grafts itself to his spine while he sleeps, and forges a high-tech exoskeleton, violently dragging him into superhero life. Jaime later learns the scarab is Kajida, a weapon created by the Reach, an alien race that meant Blue Beetles to be advanced scouts for planetary conquest. In his case, the programming partially breaks, giving Kajida a distinct personality and stubborn sense of loyalty to Jaime. The armor can generate cannons, blades, shields, wings, and even counters to magic and kryptonite, and his whole family ends up involved in his battles. Jessica Cruz emerged in the New 52 era of DC Comics as a young Latina who survives a hunting trip gone wrong when she witnesses killers burying a body in the woods. Her friends are murdered while she escapes, and the trauma leaves her with severe agoraphobia and panic attacks. Years later, the corrupt power ring of Volthoom seeks out that fear, choosing Jessica as its new host and dragging her into battles she feels unprepared for. Through sheer courage, Jessica eventually resists Volthoom, shatters the ring's control, and proves herself worthy in front of the true Green Lantern Corps. An emerald ring then chooses her as one of Earth's official Green Lanterns, even while she continues therapy and struggles with anxiety. Her constructs often take softer organic shapes like plants and flowing energy, reflecting the creativity she uses to push back against overwhelming fear. Vibe debuted in Justice League of America Annual Number 2 in the 1980s as Paco Ramon, a young Puerto Rican from Detroit who once ran with the street gang Los Lobos. After deciding to change, he is recruited into the so-called Justice League Detroit and uses his metahuman power to unleash vibrational shockwaves that rattle pavement and crack walls. He stands out as one of DC's earliest Latino League members, mixing breakdance flair with loud bravado. In the post-Flashpoint New 52 era, Vibe is reimagined as Cisco Ramon, a young genius recruited by ARGUS to track dimensional anomalies and guard the area around the Justice League's HQ. His vibration powers expand so he can sense breaches in space-time, interact with boom tubes, and map multiversal energies in real time, and the Flash TV series turns this Cisco into a fan-favorite nerd whose jokes and tech skills redefine the hero. Fire, Beatriz Bonilla da Costa, first appeared as Green Fury in Super Friends 25 before joining DC's main continuity as Green Flame and eventually Fire. In modern retellings, she starts out as a model and showgirl in Rio de Janeiro, then secretly works for Brazilian intelligence on covert missions. An experimental energy blast during a mission gives her the ability to generate and control a mystical green flame unlike normal combustion. With training, Fire learns to transform her entire body into living emerald flame, letting her fly, unleash searing blasts, and even become semi-intangible while blazing through the sky. She serves with the Global Guardians and later Justice League International, forming a famous partnership with her best friend Ice. Across different eras, she flirts with online fame and is often cited as one of DC's earliest major Latina superheroines. And that's our look at some of the most powerful Latino heroes in comics. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment with your favorite character, and subscribe with the bell on so you don't miss the next one.